When I checked out of the hotel, I decided to check out the used bookshop across the street. It has a good reputation and, for sure, it checks out. And I could be wrong, but for some reason it seemed like the security guard there was checking me out. Oh well. Check out this podcast.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 822, 7 Meanings of Check Out. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Happy English Podcast. I'm your English teacher, Michael, and I'm so glad you've decided to tune in and check it out, especially because today we're going to talk about a really common phrasal verb that shows up in tons of different situations. Check out. I'm sure you've heard and even used check out before, but at the same time, I can imagine you haven't used check out in these various ways. And believe it or not, there are at least 7 different ways we use check out in English. Some are totally everyday and basic, others a little slangy, and one, well, a bit dark. So let's get into it, and I'll walk you through each one with natural examples along the way. Probably the first way you learned to use check out was related to officially leaving a hotel and paying the bill. Like when you pack your suitcase and maybe ate way too much at the breakfast buffet, and now it's time to leave. We say things like, "What time do we need to check out tomorrow?" Or, "I already checked out and left the key at the front desk." Or, "This hotel lets you check out with an app on your phone." Of course, the opposite is check in. Next, we use check out to mean to look at or to investigate something, especially something you are interested in. And we often use this meaning of check out when we want to make a suggestion, like, "Hey, check out this YouTube video. It's hilarious." Or, "You should check out that new Italian restaurant on 14th Street. The pizza's amazing. And by the way, thank you for checking out this podcast today." In a similar way, we use check out to mean verify something or to make sure that something is true. Imagine your coworker says, "You know what? I heard the company is going to create a new management position." And you respond, "Really? I didn't know that. I should check that out." Or maybe someone says, "Hey, I did some investigating and Jack's story checks out." That means the facts seem true. Everything makes sense. You'll hear this kind of use of check out a lot in news reports and police dramas on TV. And yeah, everyday conversations too. Next up, the check out that happens at the end of almost every shopping trip. Checking out at the store. This one's about paying for your items. You shop, you browse, you fill up your cart, and then it's time to check out. In other words, it's time to pay the cashier. You can say things like, "Are you ready to check out?" Or, "Oh my, the line to check out is so long." Simple, right? But a very common use, especially like if you're at Costco and somehow bought 5 things you didn't plan to buy. We've all been there, right? We also use check out when we take books home from the library. In English, when you borrow a book, we say check the book out from the library. I wonder if a lot of people still do that. Like, I checked out 3 books from the library this week. And at my local library, you can check out DVDs too, not just books. When was the last time you checked out a book at the library? All right, time for a slightly different one, kind of playful, kind of flirty. To check someone out. This means you're looking at someone that you find attractive. You're noticing them. It's not always romantic. Sometimes it's just curiosity, but it's definitely more about appearance. Like maybe you're out at a club or a bar with a friend and they say, "Hey, did you see that guy over there checking you out?" Or maybe you walk into a room and someone goes, "Whoa, he was totally checking you out." Have you checked out anyone recently? And finally, here's the darkest version of checkout on the list. Checkout is a slang term which means to die. Now, I know that death is a sensitive topic, and you may not expect there to be slang about it, but we use checkout this way either when we don't have a close relationship with the person who died or when the death took place a long time ago. Like, I heard that my old neighbor, Mr. Miller, checked out last night. I didn't really know him well, I just knew he lived in the neighborhood, so I used checkout. Or like, my grandfather checked out in 1983. Now, you may feel uncomfortable using checkout in this way, and that's totally understandable. Using checkout to mention that someone died comes under the category of good to know, but maybe not good or easy to use. Yeah, this one's a little heavy, but you'll hear it sometimes in movies or TV shows, so it's good to know. And keep in mind, the best way to remember English like this, and any other word or phrase in English, is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. And remember this, you can get more practice using your English when you join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends. Join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. Yeah, to learn more, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 822. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.